South Dakota Governor Dennis Dugard is pouring a lot of effort into attracting more dairies to his state. He's been attending major agricultural shows outside the region, including the World Ag Expo in Tulare, California, and those efforts are paying off. The state reporting $388 million in annual milk sales. AgDay's Michelle Rook looks at why the area is conducive for growth and how the state is working to build on the success they're seeing so far.
The dairy industry is in expansion mode in South Dakota and along the Interstate 29 corridor. It's an area ripe for growth.
All kinds of companies look at South Dakota because we have a low tax and low cost environment. We also have reasonable regulations and we have a great workforce.
Dairies in the area also benefit from stable feed supplies and available land for building sites and manure management.
You know, we have great corn, great hay, great water, great access to development opportunities.
The region also has some of the strongest milk prices in the country. In South Dakota, prices have ranged from $24 to $26.60 this year.
I have some friends that are a little bit jealous of the hay prices that we get in our area because of the competition for milk.
And the infrastructure is already in place with 9 existing processing plants and plans for expansion.
Valley Queen and Davisco, the cooperatives, DFA, Land O'Lakes, AMPI, they all have a presence in that area.
Those processors need more milk, though, and have been joined by the state in recruitment efforts at the World Dairy Expo and World Ag Expo.
You know, I think the governor's done a great job. He's made 3 trips out to Tulare to the farm show, and that's a big deal. To have a governor go to an ag show, they can't hardly get the California governor to show up.
I didn't know if that would have an impact, but it is having impact. We have 7 different Californians in South Dakota last month looking for sites for a dairy, and 1 from Wisconsin looking for a site.
And with the governor leading the charge, the dairy industry is optimistic about achieving his goal.
Well, we're closing in on 100,000 dairy cows. We'd like to double that.
Dairy development and recruitment is nothing new for South Dakota. They've been doing it for nearly 30 years. However, it's only been the last 2 or 3 years that it's gained national attention and some real momentum.
We had 13 countries, and I think there were 7 states that we've had dairymen that have relocated to South Dakota.
One of those that relocated was Hilltop Dairy in Elkton, South Dakota. Wilfried and Olga Roofkamp immigrated from the Netherlands to build this 2,000 cow carousel milking unit.
We had a beautiful dairy over in Europe. There was a quota system. There's a lot of pressure on because it's a crowded area.
Just down the road, Crosswind Jerseys relocated their dairy from Canada to give their son a better chance to join the business.
You know, because there is no quota, and they actually advertised a lot for coming to South Dakota.
There's also been growth in existing dairies, with the average size growing from 250 head in 2009 to well over that today.
Very popular size now is probably 3,500 cow, cross-ventilated barn, cost-wise, environment-wise.
And the economic impact of those additional dairy cows is big for the state and region.
There's nothing that's more impactful than a dairy cow to the state's economy. Over $14,000 of economic impact to a dairy cow alone.
So with that kind of welcome reception and the growing demand for dairy products, the dairy industry is optimistic about seeing continued growth in the I-29 corridor for years to come. I'm Michelle Rook reporting for AgDay.
Thanks, Michelle. There are some challenges to growth of the dairy industry, including sourcing capital for these multi-million-dollar units and overcoming the consumer stigma about large operations and waste management. In addition to more cows, there's also more demand for dairy products. Well, tomorrow, Michelle will talk with new and existing processors about their expansion plans in South Dakota.